Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Masters of the Universe Tuesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Masterverse Masters of the Universe Revelation Andra. Thank you for watching this video or any of my other videos that you may have run across, which I hope is all of them. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting the channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, and don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. And with all that said, let's get into it. And first up, as we always do here on Digital Caveman Presents, let's take a look at the packaging. And there we go, 30 points of articulation, a barcode, Masterverse, 6 and up. And there is something I forgot to do, so let's do it right now. If I can get my tool out. There we go. You flip this open. And it says, by the power of Grayskull. And then we can put that back. Nice big window showcasing Andra and her accessories. 6 and up. A Netflix original series, Masters of the Universe Revelation Andra and Mattel. On this side, Andra, heroic officer of Eternos. On this side, some nice artwork of her wearing her helmet when she was battling Stinkor because he stinks. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, made in Vietnam print, MattelShop.com print, contents, one figure, accessories. Some funky numbers, a barcode, and a question mark. What does it mean? I don't know. And then on the back, there we have Andra without her helmet and face mask in some nice artwork. The cross sale, Fisto, Andra, Scareglow, and Stinkor. Also available, each sold separately, subject to availability, collectors, and colors and decorations may vary. Mattel empowering the next generation to play. Recycled print. And let's see what it says about Andra. Heroic officer of Eternos. The brains to Tila's brawn. Andra dreams of being a hero while her crestfallen partner tries to leave that life behind. The starry-eyed scavenger always has a technological trick up her sleeve, whether using her genius to create inventions or relying on her scrappiness and speed to evade evil. Andra reminds all Eternians what heroes are and what they can be again. And that, my friends, does it for a look at the packaging. And now let's take a look at the figure and her accessories. And let's start off with the accessories and handy dandy tweezers here. She comes with 2 sets of alternate hands. The hands that come pre-installed on the figure are fists, and the extra hands you get is a grip hand. And as you can see, there's some paint apps on there. So grip hand, grip hand, open hand, and again there's some paint apps on the hands. And open hand. Now, a piece that's new to this line is a blast effect. So that's pretty cool. And then here is the helmet that she wears during her first appearance in the show, when she and Tila, spoiler alert by the way, when she and Tila are going after Stinkor in his garbage pile. Now, one accessory that she's already wearing is this big old soft goods cloak, which looks okay on her like this, but I really think it's got a hood, and the hood really doesn't work well with this head. So I really think the hood is to go with the helmeted head. But while we take a look at the figure, let's go ahead and we'll just take that off. And as you can see, it's fairly big. Soft goods piece. One of the biggest pieces, soft goods pieces in the line so far. Now let's take a look at the figure. And I think she has a nice head sculpt, but look at the hair. I mean, there's a lot of detail in there. I'm not sure if they could have put a wash in there or not to kind of make some of that detail stand out a little more. But, you know, there's a lot of detail in it as it is. I do think she has a nice face sculpt, and I do think it has nice deco on it. The eyebrows look to be pretty straight. The eyes are mostly straight. This one drifts in just a little bit, but she really doesn't. It really doesn't make her look cross-eyed. And then a little bit of paint on the lips. All kind of paint apps going on everywhere else. I mean, here on the belt, top of the gauntlets here, the I don't know if it's the fingers that are painted here or if it's this piece. And then here, and then buckles. This is not paint. This is just molded, as you can see from the back side. So, and then, you know, this strap is painted. And then even on the back, where they, you know, they could have skipped out on using paint apps, but they didn't. I think Mattel is really going the distance with this line. We'll see in the long run. But no reuse that I can see in this figure. Unless it's this lower torso piece. That could be that. But as far as I can tell, this is all new sculpt on this. And then she has this armor piece on her forearm. That's where this blast effect comes in to play. We have a hole right here and a peg on this. And you just kind of twist it back and forth a little bit just to get it in there. And zip, zip, zip. Reminds me a lot of the opening of the old Filmation cartoon where Man-at-Arms pops up during the intro and he's shooting beams out of his wrist gauntlets. Or bracers, or whatever they're called. The armor over his forearm. Now, there's no articulation right here for this. I really think it could have used an extra piece of articulation there, but I'm not sure how that would have worked. Because I'm not a toy engineer. I'm just some opinionated jerk on YouTube. And now let's talk about the articulation. She can do the full Exorcist. And I bumped the camera. She can look up. You gotta play with the head, neck a little bit. She can look up. Really not too much. She can look down pretty good. I did say she could do the full Exorcist. Well, if I didn't, I did then. At the shoulders, arms come out to about 90 degrees and does have a 360 degree rotation. And of course it got stuck. You work it around that armor And it does have a 360-degree rotation. It looks like mine has a little bit of a... I don't know if they just didn't paint it good or if that's a stress mark right there. And I'm going to pause this just for a minute so I can see if I can get that arm all the way around. And I did have to work at it just a little bit, but I did get it back all the way around. So it will go all the way around, but it's tough. There is a cut here at the upper bicep for another 360 degrees of rotation. A double hinged pinless elbow. And it will give you that much range of motion. A 360 degree rotation at the wrist on an in and out hinge. And in fact, all of her hands are on in and out hinges, even this one. So, all on the in and out hinge. Then there's a cut here where the chest meets the torso. And it will give you that much back crunch and that much forward crunch. The belt, well, it doesn't really get in the way, but it's there. All kind of hoopy action there going on side to side, all the way around. Twist, twist. And then there is a cut at the waist. It's kind of hidden by this belt, and that's cool. But the belt will have to lift up out of the way to show the cut and the full 360 degree rotation of articulation there at the waist. The legs will give you that much. So she has pretty deep cuts in there compared to some of the other figures in the leg joints. So it's hindered just a tad by this flap on each side, but you know, it's workable. She can kick forward that far, back that far if you put the leg out around her butt a little bit. Then there's a cut here at the, I guess this would actually be the boot cut. But at the upper thigh, there is a cut there for 360 degrees of rotation, which is cleverly hidden by the top of the boot. Or maybe not so cleverly hidden. It's there. Double hinged pinless knee. And it will give you that much range of motion. And then there's a cut at the upper shin. Normally, I would say that's a boot cut, but since is this the top of the boot? Is it a thigh high? I'm not sure. Maybe that's just her socks. I don't know. But anyway, that's pretty loose. At the ankle, that much down, that much forward, and a forward-facing pin for rocker. And let's real quick do some off the camera or behind the camera strength and swap the heads out. So that's what she looks like with this armored head on, and let's see if the hood fits that any better. Yes, the hood actually does fit that better. So there's that. And let's pop the other head back on. And my friends, that completes a look at the figure and her accessories. And now, my friends, it is time for comparisons, my favorite part of a review. And we're going to start off with her wave mates. Here we have the mainline Scareglow. And of course I'm bumping stuff, so. Another one of our wave mates, Fisto. Please, no Kevin Smith jokes about his giant fist. Fisto's giant fist, not Kevin Smith's giant fist. And her last wave mate, Stinky. Stinkor, I mean. Stinky Stinkor. I'll stink you, my pretty, and your little dog, too. And let's move on to how she scales up with some other lines. And I thought this would be an interesting comparison. Here we have from Marvel Legends, we have Ironheart. And I think the face sculpt on both of these figures is really, really good. Although, I do think Ironheart takes it in this case. And another comparison that I'd like to make with Ironheart is between the helmets. You know, I do think there's a little bit of similarities in there. Maybe it's just me. Let me know in the comments what you think. And because she's handy and I'm working on reviews of these guys, here's the retro carded Sue Storm Richards Invisible Woman from the Fantastic Four Retro Wave. And making his cameo appearance, we have Stan the Man Lee. From G.I. Joe Classified Series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black Series, the Bad Batch's Elite Squad Trooper. And for some 7-inch goodness, we have from McFarlane Toys the DC Multiverse Batman Beyond. And for some 7-inch badness, also from McFarlane Toys, we have the DC Multiverse Three Jokers, the Joker, the Comedian. And that, my friends, completes the comparisons. For final thoughts on the Masterverse, Masters of the Universe Revelation Andra, I like this figure. It's a pretty good figure. There's a lot of paint apps on it. And, you know, they really didn't skimp out when, you know, they went around and painted the back of the figure. So, that's a good job on this figure, Mattel. And, you know, it's a good figure. I do see some similarities, you know, with the Ironheart helmet. And, you know, maybe this piece kind of looks Iron Man-ish. Or Ironheart-ish. But, you know, overall a good figure. I don't think I'm going to display it with the soft goods. But I may. I'm not sure yet. Definitely like the addition of the blast effect. I think that's one of the coolest parts of the figure, even though it's a, you know, really simple thing. It's the first time that this line has provided us with that, so that's really good. So overall, even if you don't like the character in the show, this is a good figure, and I think it's a great addition to my collection. Again, that's my opinion. Your mileage may vary on that. But that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting the channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just to help the channel out further. Or both, that's cool too. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.